Your parents, honest to goodness immigrants. They're coming here to actually live the American dream.
Exactly. Through the front door in a way that I think defines the country.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to come back a little bit later in a second to tell you about what I think immigrants owe this country. And it may not be what we expect at first blush.
Yeah.
I think it is to keep alive the American spirit. Immigrants come to this country with their own feet because they want to live the American dream. And there's something that you value more that you choose rather than something that you inherit. And I think one of the great dangers in American culture right now is you have an entire generation that is inheriting a country and inheriting a culture that they take for granted. If you're an immigrant who comes to this country to pursue the American dream, my ask to you in return is that you actually help keep that fire alive in the people who may have grown accustomed to taking it for granted. Now, I will say this, and I think it needs to be said both to the left and to the right, especially to the left today. Immigration and border security are two different issues. They have nothing to do with each other. So I'm about as hardline as it gets on having a secure border because we need to have a careful accounting of who does and doesn't come into the country, both for the perspective, most importantly, of protecting the Americans who actually live here and came here lawfully, but also, as we're seeing in the last few months even, from a humanitarian perspective and being humane with respect to the people who may think they're migrating across here and actually get treated in inhumane ways or used by drug cartels or worse to be able to advance their agendas as pawns. For so many reasons, the world is a safer place when America is strong in its policies. And I think America being strong in our border policy is a totally different issue from the issue of immigration. And I think it's really convenient for the left to be able to conflate those two issues. I think actually some people on the right fall right into that trap by also conflating the two issues, but it's actually a trap laid by the folks who ultimately
And I go a step further. I would say even some of the corporations are in on the trap. I
think so too.
They like the idea of us not being able to make the distinction between an immigrant who genuinely wants to be here and contribute and went through the front door, as you say, and people who are part of this cartel supply chain factory type system that is bringing people into the country, often illegally, often in a transitory way, who are either a drain on the system or American resources and are more taking from the system than giving to it. And if they are giving, they're giving for a short amount of time and going back or sending remittances back. It's so broken. And I think the way we discuss it has been so ruined. And that's why I love hearing stories of actual immigrant success stories, but there's always a commonality, is that the immigrants who succeed here love this country and they want to be here. And this is something that even Americans now are being taught, that we're a particularly horrible place.
Yeah, well, why would all these people want to immigrate here if we're actually a horrible place? I think that, and this is what the heart of the book is about, is the existential crisis of identity in America right now. America is going through an identity crisis. I don't think we have a good answer to the question of what it means to be American in 2021. Yeah. And I think the America that I came to know as a child who was born right very close to here 36 years ago is that America wasn't even a place. It is a vision of what a place can be. It is an idea that 250 years ago brought together a divided polyglot group of people, and we have forgotten what those common ideas were.